Ms. Suma Gurkhaji is one of the 6 founder members of COVE and was the first national president. She is the technical director at Thermopads Private Limited. Umaji was one of the only 2 girls in a class of 260 to be admitted into IIT Madras. After graduating in electrical engineering in 1975, she plunged into research and entrepreneurship, manufacturing electrical heaters. Her pioneering work has been duly recognized with numerous awards. To mention just a few: Best Women Entrepreneur in India in 1984, one of the 50 leading women entrepreneurs of the world at Monte Carlo in 1999, Best Technology Award internationally conferred by IBM Corporation in 1999, Distinguished Alumna Award from IIT Madras in the year 2012. Umaji believes in giving back to society and is actively working towards education, health, and gender equality and harmony. Umaji, I invite you to please take the floor.
Thank you, Sangeeta. Namaskar to all here. It's a pleasure to be here, to have this opportunity to share some of my thoughts and experiences. All that I'm going to say is drawn purely from my experience of working in the last 43 years. It's not any extracts from any experts. So I hope what I talk would make some sense, or at least be interesting enough to not keep you awake in the afternoon after a nice lunch. So we all have 3 paths to take. A, sit at home, happy and relaxed, or worked up and frustrated. Each one's conditions, circumstances are different. B, take up a cushy job. And C, tread the less traveled path of entrepreneurship. For those happy and relaxed at home, I appeal, please shake yourself up and venture into doing something. For we women are blessed with so much talent and energy. And for those who are relaxed at home, so much of time too, let us not keep this talent energy dormant. Let it fructify. And you will realize after you have done something, the satisfaction and happiness you get out of your achievement and out of having contributed something to society. For those who are really worked up at home and overloaded at home, again I say, please come out from your homes to do something. I know it's not easy, you're already overworked, but believe me, this will give you a big break. A break from those taxing jobs that you have at home. It'll give you that fresh air, that renewed energy, open up your minds, build self-esteem, and you will find slowly that those around you also are giving you that respect that is so rightly due to you. So either ways, please move out, whether it's a job or you get into your own self-employment, move out of your homes. I don't undermine a homemaker. I think it's the most important role that we women play. But yet, we are capable of much more. So let's move on and do something more. And unfortunately for us, we are given our rightful regard only when we prove ourselves. We have to work much harder to prove ourselves in this very male-dominated world. Since I took up entrepreneurship immediately after college, I will not, and have never taken up a job, I will not be talking about what it's the scene on jobs or how you move up the corporate ladder. And to me, entrepreneurship is the natural way to go. I strongly believe women are made to be entrepreneurs, and entrepreneurship is meant for women. Women have all those qualities intrinsically in them, like versatility, multitasking, leadership, perseverance, hard work, management qualities, commitment, all that is needed to be an entrepreneur. When I say we are homegrown managers, because we've learned so much out of just managing a home, whether it means human resource management because we know how to motivate a child to walk, whether it means stock management because we know how to manage our stores, whether it means handling people, we know how to handle all challenges and decision making. So we are actually perfectly fitted as, I mean, we naturally know all these things, and we are ideally suited to be entrepreneurs. Then when I say entrepreneurship is meant for women, I mean that women can far more easily take to entrepreneurship, which involves a lot of risk taking. And risk taking, most often, the woman is actually the second income coming in. And therefore, it's not that she is the breadwinner and, you know, the risk of what happens if things don't go through. So she can take risks more easily than a man can take, and she can handle gestation periods longer. So that's one advantage of women taking up entrepreneurship more easily than men. Then there are the key benefits of being an entrepreneur is that you have the options of three things. You have the option of working at your own timings. You have the option of working at your own place, the place of work, and the pace of work. The pace meaning the speed at which you want to grow. Your timings, an entrepreneur may end up spending much more time than a working woman, but she's able to decide her times of work, which then helps her to have a better work-home balance. So also her place of work, which helps her to have a better home-work balance. And when I say pace of work, it is like you decide when you want to grow fast, you decide when you want to go at a slow pace, depending on how your pressures at home are. At that time, you work on, but decide to move on slow. And when you are free of your workloads at home, at that phase of life, you can move much faster. This is the big advantage against being on a corporate job. When you have to work, you have to move at the pace at which the world, the competition around is moving. If not, you miss the bus. You find that in spite of being much smarter and better at your work, you find others are moving ahead beyond. So this are ideally the situations that, and therefore I think entrepreneurship is meant for women. So that's, now I just would like to share a bit of my journey. While I was in college, I started developing the product. They are called flexible electric heating products. As you can see in the picture, they are very different. One would not look at these products as heaters, but these are all heaters. You find they're all flexible heaters. And this is a very different concept of heating. It is it was when we started also the only ones who, until today, we do not have any other company in India manufacturing these kind of heaters. So these are electric flexible heaters with varied applications into process industry, where a pipeline carrying a viscous liquid or a storage tank, any of it that would get blocked if it was not heated because of the viscous liquid within it. And then there are umpteen other applications. And as we carried on, we found this very big application, as you see, spreading warmth across the world. These are floor heating products. So we found this big application when we wanted to export. Across all cold countries, they want to heat the cold floors, especially in bathrooms and kitchens where they do not have carpeting. so that the floor is comfortable. You can see the child is very comfortable on a floor without any carpeting. So these are floor heating mats that we make, and we have floor heating and roof heating products that melt away the snow on the roof. So this is a big application, and this today we export 85% of our heaters across about 50 countries, giving comfort heating products. We call them floor heating, roof heating, gutter heating, and all kinds of heating to give comfort in homes. So this is the range of products. Here I want to add that what's very important, I mean, I would say this success, I want to bring in the point on what I think are the success mantras, or what is the, we say quality, excellence, and innovation. These are the buzzwords we have in thermopads. And when you look at how can you be a successful in your business, the first thing that strikes me is pick up a product that is exclusive, that is a differentiator. Once you have an exclusive product, like that was the big advantage we had. You find there's very little competition that can come close, and at least for your hard work, you're getting back the return that you should get. Then be sensitive to the market. Be sensitive to the need of the market. We found a big need in the market in the process industry where they needed heating in pipelines, and we were making industrial heaters. When we wanted to export, we found this big need of floor heating and comfort heating. And we quickly then went into innovation, developing newer products, developing products that could suit this application, and came out with a product that would. So that way we stayed in the market and got a good market share because we did our innovation on time. So innovation, being market sensitive and solving solutions should be your focus. What is the problem of the market? Can you give a solution, innovate, and get it out? Then next, the third important thing is maintaining quality. Quality is most important because you do not want a one-time customer going, you want a customer one time as a lifetime customer. And I'm happy to say that today we have customers who are 20, 25, 30-year-old, just continuously coming back to us, because you have to have quality and consistency in quality all along. That's the third important thing. And the fourth thing that's very important is believe in excellence. Whatever you do, do it best. So learn the best practices in the industry around. Learn the best practices in whichever field. You call it production, R&D, HR practices, logistics, procurement, marketing, whichever field you are in, you have to know the best practices and you have to work to imbibe, to practice them. Therefore, you always stay the best in the market. So these have been our buzzwords. We have been trying to work on this. And now coming back to my story. So we started very small in 43 years back. You can see we were just 11 employees when we started. I am the person in the cornermost person there, 43 years back. And our first year turnover was 2.4 lakhs. And today we have a turnover of 880 crores, and we have a strength of 3,000 plus staff who are supporting, who are taking our company forward. So this growth has come over these 43 years. Of course, by the Karthik, you can move to the next photo, no? So Karthik, the next photo, please. So we have today this photograph is about 10 years old, but today we have about 3,000 people, and of course we can't capture them all in one screen. Around 11 years after we got started, about 32 years back, we diversified from our heater products where there were heating cables to, we went into manufacturing of all kinds of specialty cables. Here again, it was not cables that we focused on, but it was the specialty cables that we focused on. And we ensured, Karthik, you can show the panoramic view of the cable factory, which we had put up about a few years back. So we ensured that we come out with very special cables that go into railways, solar and wind power plants, in Navy, in defense. And I'm very happy to tell you, and many of our cables, I mean, 50% probably, we had done import substitute. We developed cables that were being imported hitherto. I'm very happy to share with all of you that we supplied to the Navy some very special cables, which went into this INS Vikrant, the made big indigenously developed ship, which was commissioned by our Prime Minister 2 weeks back. So we have done a small contribution here towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. So that is on our story on how we moved on to make cables, and we diversified into cables because we knew the heating cable technology, and we said we should go into other cables. We further then diversified into Thermo Systems Private Limited, which is an engineering procurement and contracting company, which takes up, okay, so these are just some pictures he's showing of our plants. We today have 6 plants in 6 locations, and I think there are 2 pictures on it which he is showing you. This is our logo, and every plant of ours carries this thing. These are the small things I think, we should take care as we grow, that we maintain our identity. So every plant of ours has this brickwork with the logo on it. This is just a picture of 2. So coming back, Thermo Systems Private Limited takes up from design to commissioning all the way projects like firefighting systems, fuel oil handling systems, and we do these in power plants, in oil refineries, and major steel plants, etc. So this is our story by the grace of God and well-wishers. We have, I mean, my son, my 2 daughters, and my daughter-in-law are taking forward the company, and it's growing well. But before I close up, I want to give 2 messages. One is that anything that you do first starts here. It starts in the mind. You have to think, you have to dream, and then is when you can put it. So just would like to quote a few lines. You have to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster. But sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. And I'm sure all of you here think you can, and you're all going to be winners. And we're waiting to see you all come up with your ideas, come up, follow your passions, and be winners and grow big one day. Another message I wanted to say was, as you work on and you grow, follow the principle that as you grow, all around you grow. Ensure that all your stakeholders, be it your customer, your supplier, your vendor, your staff, your workers, your service providers, the government officials and you deal with, everyone has to grow as you grow. That has to be always in the back of the mind. If you're going to look at only your own growth, what you're going to put around is jealousy. What you get back is jealousy from people. If you grow and if others grow with you and you focus on the growth of others with you, what you get back are wishes that you grow more and more. And at the end of the day, you do all those 5 mantras I told you, all those buzzwords I said, you can do it all. But finally, at the end of the day, one gets happiness and success only because of the good wishes of all the well-wishers around. So thank you. That's a message I want to give.
Thank you so much, Uma ji. That was indeed very, very motivational. And now there's a question for you from Mamta Jainji. She is saying that, did you find a domestic application of the heating technology applied that you exported?
Pardon, do you find a domestic application? Did you say, do you find a domestic application? Yeah, right. There is a domestic, yes, there is a domestic application. And in the very cold places, like in Jammu and Kashmir, and also in Delhi and all, in colder places. But the concept of, using electricity for heating, our heaters are electrical heaters, electrical flexible heaters, like a mat, like a chatai mat you roll out under the floor, and then you cement the floor and put tiling. So that concept of giving electric heating is not yet so popular. And of course, we could work at making it more popular, but we find the international market so much bigger. And you find the payment so much easier to collect that, you tend to focus more there than here. But there is a domestic market in the cold places in India, Mamtaji. Yeah. And there's a very big market in the defense sector. It's a market that really needs exploring, and I wish somebody would really work on it. All the soldiers in Ladakh and all, I mean, I wished we could make those heating tents for them, heating clothing for them. That's something in the mind, and really want to do it. But we have to see, how far we can reach there.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
We now have a short video on the Stand Up India scheme before we ask the banker to take over the floor. Karthik, could you play the video, please?